Opening day baseball on ESPN, presented by Scott's, is brought to you by the AARP, Real Possibilities, and by Toro. Count on it. It's just making us hungry again, the pierogi race.
Well, I don't want to endorse anything.
Exactly right. Just be silent and hope that food mysteriously disappears, or appears, I should say. When you're around, it usually disappears, not mysteriously. Well, they're ready out there in the Allegheny River. It can be done. There have been 34 balls hit into that Allegheny River. That one's not going to reach the river, but it's well struck by Marte, and it's in for a hit. A one-hopper off the wall and a double to open the 6th inning off Jeff Samardzija.
Well, Sean, now 3 good at-bats from Starling Marte. Lined out his first time, works a walk in his second at-bat, and now we see the dynamic leadoff hitter do what he does best. Extra base hits. It's a fastball. They tried to get in off the plate. It leaks out over the heart of the plate, and he shows that good opposite field power as he gets it just out of the reach of Bonifacio. Skips it off the wall for that leadoff double. Now the Pirates with probably their best opportunity now here in the 6th. Look for Schneider to try and get something he could pull to the right side to get that runner to third base.
Travis Snyder has struck out and flied into a double play. Only 70 pitches for Jeff Samardzija. That's dropping fast, but not fast enough. Lake the catch. Snyder is 0 for 3, 1 out here in the 6th inning. ESPN's coverage of opening night continues tonight with a doubleheader. First at 7, Carlos Gonzalez and the Rockies are in Miami to take on Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins. And then at 10, Robinson Cano takes the field with his new team, the Seattle Mariners, as they take on the Angels and Mike Trout. We just reeled in a beautiful new contract. Opening day baseball presented by Scott's tonight at 7 and 10 on ESPN 2. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. Here's Andrew McCutchen. First ball swinger each time up, not this time.
And I would expect in this situation, as well as McCutchen's done in his career, now 10 for 26 off the righty. With first base open, they will be extremely careful with the MVP, even with the power of Alvarez sitting on deck. Will pitch to him this entire at bat as though they are ahead in the count.
Pedro Alvarez on deck. National League MVP last year, Andrew McCutchen. Good pitch. First Pirate to win an MVP was Dick Grote, who was on the field for the ceremony when they gave McCutchen his award from last year, as was the most recent winner, Barry Bonds, who was the MVP twice as a Pirate, won 5 more as a San Francisco Giant. Close, but a ball. We found out before the game, Andrew McCutchen is at best the 2nd most talented member of his family.
Oh, man.
After listening to his mom, Katrina, sing the national anthem.
She was outstanding delivering that anthem.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
Sing that song in front of this many people. Ball 4. Samardzija pitched carefully to McCutchen. First walk given up by Jeff today. Here comes Alvarez. 36 homers a year ago.
33 of those against right-handed pitching. So we talked about, like Rizzo, hasn't really solved lefties to this point, but as dangerous as they come in this situation against righties.
Trying to break this scoreless tie. Scorched up the middle. Played on a hop by Castro and a double play. Well, we've talked about the importance of shifting, getting your fielders in the right position. We saw the Cubs coaches aligning the defense, and they couldn't have had Castro in a better spot. Still no score after 6.
Hey, buddy, I'm gonna mow the lawn, then we'll play catch, all right?
Okay, I'll grab my glove.
Is it some strange phenomenon? Or is it the time-saving ability of the Time Cutter Z with Smart Speed?
There's been a lot of talk about the all-new Indian Chief.
The Indian is one impressive V-twin.
Fit and finish is second to none.
Indian Chieftain and Motorcycle of the Year.
It's time to join the ride.
Love this machine. Indian Chief is truly the sweetest bike.
Couldn't be more American.
Bikes are awesome.
In a word,
Very smooth.
The 2014 Indian Chief. You've heard the rumble. Now own the ride. Starting at $18,999.
Let's do a brand new day. Let's step away from the bland and let the color fly. Let's get to the one store with more #1 choices and match this or this without using too much of this. Then, let's crack open a can and get to it. Paint? No. Let's do POW. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Glidden Duo starts at a new lower price of $25.46 a gallon.
Hey! Did you have a good nap?
The Firestone Destination LE2. Tough enough to handle anything the road throws at you.
Oops.
And you throw at it. Durable, dependable Firestone tires. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
When nature restores itself, when the nation renews its soul, when we revive our spirit, raked and lined, cut and clean. The game appreciates its past, but today, you can see the future.
Liriano completely in command so far.
Opening day on ESPN.
Well, Aaron Boone a little chagrined that he is not the biggest celebrity involved with today's telecast. Special thanks to John Hamm. Just heard his voice. Great actor. Big baseball fan. Cardinal fan in particular. He's been a big part of our opening day productions. And you can see John in the $1 Million Arm. Opening nationwide May 16th. Much anticipated movie. I'm sure you'll go.
Believe it.
New pitcher for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th is the lefty Tony Watson, important part of that terrific bullpen of a year ago.
Yeah, fastball slider change. Both he and Justin Wilson from the left side out of that Pirate pen, but as Clint Hurdle talked about before the game, not matchup lefties. They are usually in there for innings at a time and get righties out equally as well as lefties. In fact, their splits would suggest they're tougher against right-handed batters, but part of what was a dynamic bullpen a season ago for the Pirates.
It's graded by Nate Scherholtz, who struck out and singled against Francisco Liriano, who was stupendous on opening day for the Pirates. But Jeff Samardzija has been just as good.
It'll be interesting to see if Samardzija hits here in this inning, if they can get that rally started, although Scherholtz here flies the center to start off the inning.
Today's pitching summary is brought to you by Carhartt, or as we say in the Commonwealth, Carhartt. No matter how you say it, it's impressive for both pitchers. Samardzija really a replay of what he did here on opening day last year against the Pirates. And Liriano tying the Pirates opening day record with 10 strikeouts, fourth pitcher to do that. Through 104 pitches. Darwin Barney takes a strike from Watson. He flied out and walked against Liriano. And we talked to Clint Hurdle before the game, talked about ways the Pirates can get better, things they can do better than they did a year ago. Said we need the starting pitchers to consistently get deeper into ball games. Don't want as much wear and tear on our bullpen. And 6 innings on opening day is a good start.
Absolutely. And most franchises, most general managers will tell you one of the most difficult things to do and to predict year in and year out.
Barney down to first. Nice play by Ishikawa. He's had a good Pirate debut.
A couple of outstanding picks here from Ishikawa. We saw Castro to end the last inning for the Cubs. But the bullpen, one of the toughest things to predict year in and year out. You may think you're shored up back there, but it's usually a bit unpredictable. And the Pirates have had a few years in a row of outstanding bullpen work. They feel like they need to consistently get deeper into games to keep that trend continuing for what's been an outstanding pen.
Samardzija is going to hit for himself. He's trying to give himself the lead with that hack. He is struck out and bunted into a double play. Well, Watson picking up right where he left off last year. He finished 2013 with 21 straight scoreless appearances, encompassing 20 1/3 scoreless innings. And the catch made by the second baseman Walker. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning. Elementary for Watson. 7th inning stretch on opening day here in Pittsburgh.
Their first fight ended in controversy.
Straight on the button by Pacquiao. Hard left hook by Bradley.
And new WBO welterweight champion of the world, Desert Storm.
8-time world champion Manny Pacquiao seeks to avenge his shocking loss to Timothy Bradley.
What is Timothy Bradley made of? Steel.
Pacquiao Bradley 2. Saturday, April 12th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Big news, baseball fans. Amazing. For the first time ever, catch all the action of MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV at home, online, on your tablet, and your phone. Almost 100 live games a week. Every team, no matter where you live. Every player, no matter where you go. Even preview up to 8 games all on one channel. It's a steal. Game-changing features at a game-saving price. Put the game in your hands with MLB.tv and MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Baseball gives us diving catches.
An incredible catch.
Ballparks put you right where they happen.
Goes into the seats.
Baseball gives us 400-foot home runs. Ballparks give us the chance to take them home. Baseball gives us fantastic plays every day. Ballparks give us memories that last forever.
So how was last night? You got in kind of late.
Oh, it was okay. Siri, do I have any new text messages?
You have 5 messages from 5 people. From Frank, bro. Last night was epic.
Bro.
Next, from Tim. You ever find your pants? Next, from John. I can't believe you got a tattoo on your...
The Chevrolet Equinox with Siri Eyes Free offers enhanced integration through your iPhone.
Thank you. Siri?
Yes, thank you, Siri.
It's the new Connected.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in Cincinnati. Meantime, in Baltimore, the Red Sox underway. The defending World Series champions, Daniel Nava, fouling one off there against Chris Tillman as Boston begins defense of a title, Barry.
Well, the injury bug has bit them as well. Shane Victorino is not in the lineup because of that bad hamstring. Jackie Bradley Jr. is on the squad now.
Great crowd behind us as Barry is set to throw at the first pitch. Enjoy that.
Have fun with it. Let it loose.
We'll send it back and look forward to baseball tonight all season long.
All right, Carl, thank you. Good luck to Barry. Sure, he'll throw a strike. One of those guys does everything well. Russell Martin, the batter. Home half of the 7th. Jeff Samardzija cruising right along. Martin's 1 for 2. Neil Walker on deck, then Travis Ishikawa. And Tim, a lot of questions about Jeff Samardzija's future as a Cub.
Right. He's the best pitcher on their team, Sean. And I checked with a couple GMs the other day, and they told me the Cubs are asking so much for Samardzija at this point. That's why he's still here. And he's also their best pitcher. So what they have to see is how he throws for the next few months. If he shows that he's going in the right direction again.
There's a well-hit ball, but it will be caught by Bonifacio. Go ahead, Tim.
Yes, if he's still going in the right direction, keeps improving, then they probably will work to sign him long term. But they may get to the end of July and realize, okay, he's 29. If we give him a 4-year deal, he's going to be 33. 2 of those years are going to be spent still rebuilding with this club. So my guess is he's going to get dealt to a contender at the end of July, and that would make a lot of sense for the Cubs, who might get a couple of really good young players for him, and he could really help a contender down the stretch.
Neil Walker, the batter, and it's interesting because it's clear you watch him today, you watch him on opening day last year. There are a lot of days you watch Jeff Samardzija, Aaron. The talent is obvious. But he's 29 years old, as Tim said. He's won 29 career games. Yep. Now, part of it, he's been on lousy teams. He's pitched out of the bullpen for part of his career. But you just get the feeling watching him, there's more there that he's capable of on a consistent basis.
No question about it. I think there is an ace in there, but it hasn't come out yet, and that's why the Cubs have been reluctant to commit that huge deal. I think they kind of want to see it first, but there's no doubting the potential that's in there to be a top of the rotation horse. He pitched over 200 innings, over 200 strikeouts a year ago, all signs that would point to potentially getting to that point. And I think one of the things is, you talked about him being a reliever. When they kind of rushed him to the big leagues because of a need, because he had that power arm in the bullpen, but I think it set back his growth as a starter when he was kind of shuttling back and forth between the minors and the big leagues as a reliever / starter.
Walker out on a pop fly to left to Junior Lake.
I think he is poised to have a big year. I think at 29 years of age, now in year 3 as a starting pitcher full-time, I think he understands what it takes to be successful. He's tasted that success. And I think it's just a matter of dialing it back a little bit in situations, commanding his ball down in the zone more consistently. If he does that, he's a top of the rotation starter. And I agree with Tim. At that point in July, the asking price becomes big, and it probably makes sense for the Cubs to move him at that point.
Ishikawa 2 for 2, one of the few hitters in this game who has enjoyed opening day.
Well, and they've tried everything against him. Ishikawa, in his first at bat, took a fastball down away and shot it into left field as last time, an off-speed pitch that was elevated that he flipped into center field. This time you see Castillo back-to-back pitches now trying to get that comeback fastball in the inside corner. Samardzija unable to locate. Ishikawa now in a hitter's count.
Two and two.
And I think with 2 strikes here and the left-handed hitter up in a tie game late, I think if you're Samardzija, you really want to try and stay away and pitch away from that extra base potential here with 2 outs and nobody on.
Castillo called for the fastball, and Samardzija threw a dandy 96 miles per hour. He still has plenty in the tank, it appears. On to the 8th on opening day in Pittsburgh. No score.
People don't choose Can-Am because of TV commercials.
or because we're friends online. They simply go for a ride to compare for themselves. Hundreds of thousands have taken a Can-Am test ride, and more are choosing us over the others. Go to comparecanam.com and see what they have to say. Better yet, ride one for yourself. For a limited time, get a $1,500 rebate plus 3-year extended warranty plus great financing. Can-Am, your ride says it all.
Silicon Valley is the cradle of innovation.
For thousands of years, guys like us have gotten it kicked out of us.
Keep running!
What if we built our own company? Jared, I have no vision.
I believe in you.
I literally have no vision. All I see is stars.
Normally in the tech world, it's 2% women. These next 3 days, 15%.
Damn meat market.
I know this isn't the best thing to say to someone having a panic attack, but we need to hurry here.
You better hurry up. We don't want to be late. What the heck did you just do?
Let your man out. Brute, the essence of man.
Let me tell you why you're here. It is the world of luxury that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
We just want to get our car.
Take the blue key, you go back to the luxury you know. You take the red key, and you'll never look at luxury the same again.
Welcome back to opening day baseball on ESPN, presented by Scott's. The Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Chicago Cubs here at beautiful PNC Park on a gorgeous day at the Confluence. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear with superior performing tires that knock it out of the park. Goodyear, more driven. Appears that the afternoon is finished for Jeff Samardzija. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, his battery mate Wellington Castillo in animated conversation. We're not 100% sure about that, but it looked that way based on the gesturing. But we know that Tony Watson's done after 1 inning of relief, because here's Mark Melancon.
One of the premier setup men in the game last year, took over in the closer's role when Grilli went down. Cutter that'll throw over 50% of the time, and a curveball. And he was dominant in the most part in the 8th inning last year, but was able to be successful in taking over for Grilli at times too.
Bonifacio 2 hits as the leadoff hitter today. The rest of the team has 2 combined. Nice Cubs debut for Bonifacio. Just joined them in mid-February after he was let go by the Royals. Junior Lake on deck. Watson pitched a perfect inning of relief, so another scoreless outing for Tony Watson. 22 in a row dating back to last year. Down the line, fair ball. Just inside the left field line. Bonifacio digging for second. He's there ahead of the throw from Marte. 3 for 4 in his Cub debut for Emilio Bonifacio.
Well, Rick Renteria getting exactly what he hoped from Bonifacio at the top of the order. Getting on base from both sides of the plate here with 2 strikes down. Melancon goes away from the cutter, tries to flip a breaking ball down in the dirt. You see Martin go to block it, but it stays up around the thighs. And Bonifacio with 2 strikes just kind of flips it the other way. And there you see the outstanding speed as he turns the corner and slides easily into second base.
Cubs 0 for 7 with men in scoring position.
And at this point, 8th inning, obviously a run is everything. I think it's time you drop a bunt down if you're Junior Lake, especially from the right side. Tougher to shoot it over that way. Ishikawa playing in on the grass.
A lot of signs a moment ago. We saw them from Rick Renteria. The double by Bonifacio, the first extra base hit of the game for Chicago.
And if Lake is bunting here, you don't have to be too fine. No force play at third base, outstanding speed at second base. Just get it down in the grass, and you've got your job done.
Pops the bunt foul back onto the screen.
And that's being too fine right there. I think he showed it too late, trying to perhaps bunt for a hit in that situation. 8th inning now. It is all about getting that guy to third base here with less than 2 outs. Show it early. You don't have to be fine. You don't have to be perfect with this bunt with no force play and no speed.
Good bunt that time. Alvarez, the third baseman, gets Lake at first. The sacrifice gets Bonifacio to third.
Well, really nice execution there, Sean, as he squared around a little bit earlier, made sure he could handle the pitch. It looked like the pitch was up in the strike zone, typically a pitch that's a little more difficult to bunt. But you see there, squared in plenty of time, just kind of catches it on the end of the bat, angles it towards third base. Alvarez showing off the strong arm, able to get him, but Junior Lake, job well done.
So the infield's in for Pittsburgh here in the 8th inning in a scoreless game. 1 out. Bonifacio, the runner at third. It's the first player on either team to reach third base. Starlin Castro 0 for 2 with a walk.
If you're Castro, you know Melanson likes that cut fastball. You want to get something up that you can just sky in the air. Keep it off your hands in. That's what you want to avoid as the hitter in this situation. Lay off the ball in and off the plate as Martin sets up in.
Well, the Cubs just dreadful all of last year with men in scoring position. 218, worst in the National League, and they haven't had a hit today. And that can become a mental thing. It'd be nice to start the year with a big hit right here for Chicago. Melanson, it's hit right to the second baseman. Bonifacio started home, and now he's in a rundown. You worked all spring on this. Pirates, a little extra effort, and now a throw, and it's off the mark. Castro upset with himself as he grounded it right at Walker, and they cut down Bonifacio. They had the contact play on, and Bonifacio was off with the crack of the bat.
Yeah, and a good job by Bonifacio of getting in that running down and at least allowing Castro to get into scoring position with 2 outs. The ball's hit directly to Walker at second base. Bonifacio reads that he's dead to rights, and you see him starting to wave Starlin Castro. His job now becomes stay in this rundown as long as I can, at least get our guy into scoring position with 2 outs. He accomplishes that, but another missed opportunity. You talk about getting contagious from last year. Another missed opportunity for the Cubs with runners in scoring position. They're not in need of a hit even.
Conference at the mound. The play on Bonifacio, 4.25.165. As you said, the fact there's that many numbers means he did a good job. The Pirates did not do a good job in executing the rundown. Once again, tonight's lottery number 4.25.165. Should go play that somewhere tonight, just in case. And by the way, speaking of numbers, the largest regular season crowd in the history of PNC Park here today. It opened in 2001, 39,833. The capacity just over 38,000. As you've been seeing all day from the great pictures, they are jammed into every part of this place. On the walkways, Well, still a chance here for Chicago. Anthony Rizzo trying to put last year's demons behind him with men in scoring position, but not so far today. He's out in a little looping pop-up to the third baseman Alvarez. On to the home half of the 8th, still no score.
How did we do it last time?
I don't know, I forget.
Hello, neighbors.
Hey, Scott, perfect timing.
Feeding your lawn need not be so difficult. Get a load of this, bad boy.
Sweet.
This snap spreader system from Scott's makes caring for your lawn snap, cracking simple, guaranteed. Just take the handy no-mess bag, then snap, lock, and go. To see a demo of the snap spreader, go to scotts.com. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Visit scotts.com/goyard for the chance to win a $25,000 backyard makeover.
It's not surprising these guys are loving Taco Bell's new waffle taco.
That's good. Eggs, sausage, and a little syrup. What else more could you ask for, right?
What is surprising is who they are.
I'm Ronald McDonald Jr., and this is Ronald McDonald III.
I am Ronald McDonald.
I'm Ronald McDonald, and I'm from Oak Ridge, North Carolina.
You like the waffle taco?
The bacon is really, really good.
I'm Ronald McDonald.
And I love Taco Bell's new breakfast.
This is the car I fell in love with.
Picking up my new Malibu.
No way.
It's the Chevy Open House event.
Look at Joe's new truck.
Where the price you see is the price you pay.
Oh, that's me. All right.
From our house to your house. It's time to take home an award-winning Chevy. Now, during the Chevy Open House event, get this well-equipped 2014 Chevy Cruze LT for under $19 grand. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Imagine a superintelligence greater than every person in the world.
Professor? I won't let you go. We can upload his consciousness.
My God, Evelyn.
I'm here.
Get me online. I need more power.
Powerful? Does that sound like Will to you?
The real will die.
They don't know the danger. Where are you going?
Everywhere.
Transcendence. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Opening day baseball on ESPN is presented by Scotts, the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball. In part by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. No score, bottom of the 8th for the second year in a row. Jeff Samardzija shuts out the Pirates during an opening day outing. Last year he went 8 innings of shutout starting pitching. 7 innings today, and now he hands it off to Pedro Strop.
Big arm. Fastball mid upper 90s. Good slider, occasional split. If he could command it, he's very tough and an important part of the back end of this Cubs bullpen this season.
We detected him before the game using what we think is clearly an illegal glove. They're telling us in the truck he caught one. How could you not catch one with that? Facing Jordy Mercer, the number 8 hitter, likely to be a pinch hitter for the pitcher Melanson due next. Then the top of the order, and Starling Marte. Jeff Samardzija 7 innings. He allowed 5 hits, only 1 extra base hit, a double by Marte. In the 6th, walked 1, and that looked like he was pitching around McCutcheon. Then struck out 2. So if he's trying to increase his value down the road, as he said, it's a win-win for himself and the Cubs. If he has a good year, it either helps him down the road, it also helps his trade value if the Cubs want to trade him. Mercer has grounded to the second baseman twice. Good pitch, knee-high strike. 2-2.
Good look at the power arm of Pedro Strop. You see the action downward, down in the zone on that 2-seam fastball at 96. Get himself right back into this count and even that count at 2.
pulled down to third to Mike Holt. One out. Here's Adnan Verk.
Sean, Alex Rios had 18 home runs a season ago. Facing the Phillies, they were down 6-0 at Maniac, and they take the lead.
Big-time home run right here. It took them about 30 minutes to blow a 6-run lead with their best pitcher on their mound. And look at this play right here by Revere, too.
Robbing J.P. Arancibia 7-all after a chase out in the RBI single in the bottom of the fourth. Chuck?
Ben Revere is another guy who can cover some ground. Here's Josh Harrison, pinch hitting for the Pittsburgh pitcher, Mark Melancon. 60 games total for the Pirates last year, and a .250 average for Harrison. No score in the bottom of the 8th here in Pittsburgh. Mentioned that the Pirates scored 3.9 runs per game last year. That was 9th in the league. They finished in the bottom half of the National League in runs scored each of the last 10 seasons. If they do that again this year, it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs again. It's hard to believe their pitching, particularly the bullpen, is going to be as good.
Exactly, and that's what Clint Hurdle believes, though. He feels like there's a lot more offense in just about each guy on the roster. And if that's the case, he feels like they can make up for any fall off they may have on the mound with the departure of guys like A.J. Burnett.
Second in the National League last year, third in baseball with a 2.89 earned run average. They did a particularly great job, you see in a lot of categories, but with inherited runners. Only 24% of the runners Pirate relievers inherited scored. That was the best percentage in baseball. Strop does a little dance as he strikes out the pinch hitter Harrison for the second out of the inning. Get the ticket of a lifetime now at MLB.com/tickets. And MLB.tv is the premium #1 live streaming sports service celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on more than 400 devices, although all you really need is one. Visit MLB.tv for details. I was chuckling. The card says it's the #1 steaming sports service. I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Fortunately for us, you are agile in the mind. Make that adjustment.
Usually other people are tasked with fixing my many mistakes. Not many mistakes made from the mound today on either side. Starling Marte was the only Pirates extra base hit, one of their 5 hits when he doubled. Leading off the 6th. It's the best chance in the game for the Pirates. That inning ended when Pedro Alvarez bounced into a double play.
Well, that is how the teams will routinely try to attack Starling Marte. Hard in off the plate. And a guy that has not walked yet much in his career, something the Pirates hope he can improve on this year. But he does get hit by a lot of pitches because he will expand the zone inside. So that is the way to attack him. You want to keep him from getting his arms extended. He's already worked a walk today, which is a good sign for him and the Pirates. And here he's worked himself back into the count after falling behind.
Two and 2 on Marte. If he could extend the inning, Travis Snyder is scheduled to bat next. Hung one out over the plate, and it's lifted to center. Pretty well hit, but not far enough. Bonifacio squeezed it, and a 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Pedro Strop. And this pitcher's duel continues on to the 9th on opening day in Pittsburgh.
The Masters, April 10th and 11th on ESPN.
With all La Quinta's peppy people packing on the perks and pampering.
How's your room, Steve?
Love it.
Good meeting, Steve.
You know what salesman Steve Hatfield does? He brings home the bacon.
Daddy's home.
La Quinta Inns and Suites. Book your next successful stay at LQ.com.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Back in Pittsburgh, time to take a look at our game track. It's brought to you by Brute. If you love pitching, this has been a terrific opening day. Francisco Liriano, the Pirates starter, struck out 10 in 6 innings. That matches the most strikeouts ever by a Pirates opening day starting pitcher. Jeff Samardzija, second year in a row. A scoreless outing against the Pirates on opening day for the Cubs. Only one man on either team has reached third base. That was Emilio Bonifacio last inning with 1 out. Mark Melancon got out of that jam. Now Melancon's out of the game, and the new pitcher is the terrific closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jason Grilli.
2-pitch pitcher, Sean. Fastball, slider, and since given that closer's role, he has taken and run with it. Despite missing a little bit of time towards the end of the season last year, been outstanding at the back end for the Pirates.
His first pitch of the season, a swinging strike. Luis Valbuena is the pinch hitter. Likely to be part of a platoon at third base with Olt.
And Mike Olt had an outstanding spring training, swung the bat very well. Excellent defensively over there at third base, and Olt with a tough day at the plate thus far against Liriano. Getting lifted here. Yeah.
Valbuena had an excellent spring. He had 6 home runs. That tied for the major league lead. Led the Cubs with 13 runs batted in Arizona. He had 10 hits in the spring. They were all for extra bases.
And this a ballpark that would favor left-handed hitting power, obviously with the short porch out there in right field. Much more favorable for the lefties in this scoreless game.
Two and 2. 3:45 local time here. Shadows starting to become an issue. Tough to tell where that one missed. Jason Grilli thought he had strike 3.
I think he left it a little up and around the plate, perhaps. Let's see what K-Zone says. Just didn't quite get the finish on that breaking ball that he wanted. He's tried to backdoor it to get the freeze. All right, fastball now.
And he walks him. Fastball up and in. Really saved 33 games last year. A terrific first half of the season in particular, and was an all-star. He missed some time with arm trouble. He had 28 saves before the all-star break. That was the Pirates' record. battled arm trouble throughout his career. First round draft pick coming out of Seton Hall University way back when.
Sean, we're going to find out a lot about what kind of manager Rick Renteria is.
Let's Castillo swing away at least for one pitch, and he couldn't get to that 95-mile-per-hour heater.
More and more we're seeing managers get away from the straight sacrifice with a man on first and nobody out. And Castillo, especially a guy they feel like is an up-and-coming offensive catcher,
now he bunts, and a good one. Martin has to go to first for the out. Valbuena in scoring position with one out.
Good execution by Castillo there. I like the fact that Renteria gave him an opportunity to swing the bat, do some damage. But after that strike got on, calmly lays that sacrifice bunt down perfectly down to third and gives the Cubs another scoring opportunity here. 2 shots to push across that go-ahead run.
Nate Scherholtz is the batter. He has a hit today, 1 for 3. He singled to right off the starter Francisco Liriano in the 5th inning. Darwin Barney due next, but Ryan Sweeney has gone into the on-deck circle.
And if it gets to that point, Sean, you'll probably see Sweeney, Kalish. You'll get a good look at the bench and the depth on that bench for the Cubs. The left-handed swingers. There's Kalish, who would hit in the pitcher spot likely. They feel like they have some weapons from the left side off the bench this year. And you know, with Grilli on the mound, they're going to get an opportunity to face a righty.
Kurkjian, the only right-handed hitter on that bench. No score, top of the 9th. Runner in scoring position for Chicago with 1 out. Jason Grilli with a 1-1 pitch. And a little lob over by the dugout. No chance for Alvarez.
Broke the bat there of Nate Scherholtz. Grilli, although he hasn't been sharp to this point with his command, does look like he has a good fastball, is able to get it in on some of these hitters thus far. They're in that hitter's count. Able to get one past Scherholtz. Now ahead in the count. See if he tries to put him away with the breaking ball. He's tried to backdoor it a couple of times. Hasn't gotten it to where he wants.
Check swing at a ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to left, routine, although there's a bright sky to deal with today. Marte saw it and caught it.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch sequence there against Scherholtz. The good fastball he showed. He again tried to backdoor that breaking ball to get ahead. The pitch he hasn't found the command of, but was able, even when he got behind in the count, to attack with a good hard fastball up in the strike zone. Scherholtz unable to catch up with it and get the barrel of the bat on it.
Shadows out over the home plate area now. Ryan Sweeney, the pinch hitter. He takes a strike. Darwin Barney was 0 for 2 today with a walk. Good numbers against Jason Grilli for the veteran Sweeney.
If you're paying attention here, you realize, hey, this is Grilli's first outing too. He doesn't really have his breaking ball command yet. Look for something hard. There's that breaking ball that he can't quite get to the outside corner. Understand that Grilli's feeling that, Martin's feeling that. This is a time to really gear up for a fastball if you're Ryan Sweeney. Get for something you can drive through the middle of the field.
Let's go, Bucks!
And sell out on that fastball.
Let's go, Bucks! Let's go, Bucks! Let's go, Bucks!
Jason Grilli, the son of a former major league pitcher, Steve Grilli, that time with the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. He and his dad very close. His dad in attendance here today. Back home in Syracuse, New York, the rest of the family looking on.
Ryan Sweeney's first swing, it's just he challenges them with a fastball right down the heart of the plate at 94 miles an hour. You see Sweeney kind of shake off the cobwebs sitting over there all day. Maybe that's a swing that can get him in the game, but Grilli's best pitch, the fastball, expect him to stay with it up in the zone.
Pop up behind the plate. Jason Grilli's out of the jam. So the Cubs have had some terrific chances here in the 8th and the 9th. They haven't scored, and now the Buccos will have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th with Andrew McCutchen due to bat second.
Okay, here's the way the system works. Let's say you pay your guy around 2% to manage your money. That's not much, you think, except it's 2% every year. Does that make a difference? Search cost of financial advisors. Ouch! Over time, it really adds up. Then go to E-Trade and find out how much our advice costs. Spoiler alert, it's low. Really? Yes, really. E-Trade offers investment advice and guidance from dedicated professional financial consultants. It's guidance on your terms, not ours. That's how our system works. E-Trade. Less for us, more for you.
Only one place takes you inside golf's most prestigious event. The Masters Experience from DirecTV. Watch 6 screens of enhanced coverage on one channel, including 2 marquee groups and every swing at Amen Corner, all in crystal clear HD. Plus our interactive leaderboard, expanded player stats, and more. The only place to experience a major like this is DirecTV. The Masters Experience begins April 10th, starting at channel 701.
Hey guys.
Stan the man.
Hey Chip.
Hey, how's it going, Stan?
Can I get 55 on pump 3? You got it, Stan.
Gas stations.
Just that.
Where nobody knows your name.
Hey.
The Chevrolet Cruze Clean Diesel with an EPA estimated 46 miles per gallon highway and a best-in-class fuel range. It's the new efficient.
Staples has everything you need to get your client's attention. From architectural prints and brochures to oversized printouts and banners that'll bring your designs to life. Yes, Staples has everything you need to get your client's attention. Except your client's attention. Thousands of products added every day to Staples.com. Even bullhorns.
How much?
Now get 50% off marketing materials. Staples, make more happen.
Adnan Verk back in our Baseball Tonight studios. A live look in the Cardinals and Reds coming up on ESPN. First pitch going to be thrown up by our own Barry Larkin and Dave Concepcion. Should be a lot of fun today.
And we're back in Pittsburgh. Opening day baseball presented by Scott's. The pitchers duel, the Cubs and the Pirates. No score as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Changes for the Cubs. Emilio Bonifacio was the starting center fielder, come in to play second base. Snyder is the leadoff batter against the new pitcher, Justin Grimm. Luis Valbuena has stayed in the ball game to play third base. Ryan Sweeney's in center field playing very deep with Snyder up there. Grimm, 25-year-old right-hander, in a pressure-packed situation here. No pitcher today is allowed to run. If he gives up one, it's ball game over. 4 men have worked from the mound for the Pirates, and Grimm's the third pitcher of the day for Chicago, following Jeff Samardzija and Pedro Strop.
And Grimm, fastball, curveball pitcher, one of those power arms that the Cubs are slowly starting to accumulate. If you're Snyder here at 3-1 and the MVP on deck, you want to make him throw another strike.
Ball forward. Absolutely the last thing he wanted to do, walk Travis Snyder, put the winning run on base. Here comes Andrew McCutchen.
And really, this is a situation where you've got to attack Andrew McCutchen. Not a spot where you want to pitch around him. Justin Grimm, you're making your first appearance of the season, obviously, and you walk the first batter, and now you've got the MVP to try and find your command.
In the back there, their arms crossed, his mom, Patrina McCutchen. If you weren't with us, she sang the national anthem and did so beautifully prior to today's game. Sang the anthem here last year as well.
McCutchen has swung at the first pitch 3 times in a row, walking in his last at bat where they were really pitching around him with a base open. See if he's as aggressive with Grimm here in the 9th. A lot of times the bench will call for those throwovers to first just to settle a pitcher down, give him a different feel and get him a little more comfortable on the mound when he's trying to find the zone.
Ooh, catching a healthy swing and a miss.
Well, again, first pitch swinging here, and it's a good breaking ball, but you see such a good lower half from Andrew McCutchen, and he flies that lower half, which generates tremendous bat speed, which is his calling card as a hitter.
Well, Clint Hurdle talked about how they worked all spring long on improving the offense by trying to get the hitters, each individual, to identify the parts of the strike zone where he can make solid contact and just stay focused on that. Look for pitches in those parts of the plate, and as they like to say, try to spit on anything else that goes by. It's one of those hot zones that we put up on the screen. They want the hitters to focus on those hot zones, and when they see one there, let it rip.
And McCutchen seems to be settling in now. He swung at that first pitch down and out of the zone, went to school on it, was able to lay off the same pitch. The next one lays off the high fastball, and now has got himself into a workable count where he can really zone in on a certain particular spot, as you've talked about, Sean, to get something he can drive. Cubs outfielders playing no doubles in this situation, as that will be something that probably beats them. Very deep up near the warning track, all 3 outfielders.
Paying close attention to Snyder, want to keep him close. He's really not a stolen base threat. McCutchen drives one, but foul down the left field line. That was one of the best hit balls on either side today. There really haven't been many loud noises off these bats.
Well, he got a hanging breaking ball, got a little too excited, a little out in front of it, good wood on it. And Patrina, his mom, got a little excited for a second, but realized it was hooking foul.
He struck him out.
Well, really good depth on that breaking ball from Justin Grimm. I feel like McCutchen got a good look at it, saw this pitch well, and took a pretty good swing at it. You see the depth of that breaking ball. The bottom just falls out, and McCutchen, the MVP, swings just over the top, a little bit out in front, and a big, big out for Justin Grimm.
Rick Renteria on his way to the mound. He's going to the bullpen to summon James Russell, the left-hander, coming in to pitch to Pedro Alvarez in a scoreless game in the 9th.
Four-wheel steering is why I get up in the morning.
The only thing better than the smell of fresh-cut grass is the smell of perfectly level, fresh-cut grass.
That yellow seat's my favorite chair.
You want to find a John Deere dealer? Just set your GPS to Tractor Experts.
When my grandson grows up, it's his, but it's all mine now.
That's how we run, and nothing runs like a Deere. Now get $400 off all John Deere four-wheel steer lawn tractors at a dealer near you.
This man has an accomplished research and analytical group at his disposal. But even more impressive is how he puts it to work for his clients.
Morning. Morning.
Thanks for meeting so early.
Oh, it's not a big deal at all. Come on in.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Rated everyone 10 and up. It's you. Your moves. Your skills. Become a champion. It's you versus the world in 6 great sports. Connect Sports Rivals. Only on Xbox One.
Hey, Chris Webber. We're trying to watch the... Chris Webber!
Whoa, is that...
2 sandwiches and $5 at Burger King.
Can I get a Big King?
Watch like a king with the NCAA 2 for $5 deal, only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Manager Amy Phelps always knows her La Quinta room will be ready just for her. So you know what she does?
Great teamwork. Theory, please.
She takes on the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
You're paying for that phone.
La Quinta Inns and Suites. Book your next successful stay at LQ.com.
Sean McDonough, Aaron Boone, Tim Kurkjian back in Pittsburgh on opening day. Pirates trying to win it in the bottom of the 9th. They have a runner at first, Travis Snyder with 1 out. And here's the new pitcher for the Cubs, James Russell.
James Russell, true matchup lefty. Dominates left-handed hitters. Struggles a little bit with righties. He's got a good slider, cutter, fastball combination. Expect a steady diet of breaking balls here to Pedro Alvarez. And if he can retire Alvarez, I would think they would go right back to the pen and get Villanueva, who's now warming up from the right side, with Russell Martin, the right-hander, on deck.
Strike on Alvarez, looking for his first hit of the year. 0 for 3. Hit a pretty solid smash up the middle last time. I bet it turned into an inning-ending double play. Or even more shifted around for him this time without a runner at second base. The shortstop Castro on the right side of the infield. It's interesting talking with Clint Hurdle this morning about the shifting, and so many teams shifting all the time because of what the stats tell them. He told the players, back when I played, if you hit a hard smash up the middle, ground ball, whatever, it was always a hit. Now 7 times out of 10 you're probably out because they have somebody positioned up the middle of that infield. They know you have the tendency to hit it there with regularity. And this one was scalded up the middle.
Yeah, one of the plays of the game as Castro handles that in-between hop perfectly, scoops it, and turns a great play into an easy double play once he secured the ball. But back-to-back now sliders here to Alvarez. This is where he needs to improve if he's going to become an elite slugger. Just 3 home runs against left-handed pitching a year ago. And you know, in any big situation, he is going to be facing a team's best left-handed reliever late in ball games like this.
Not sure there's much the trainer can do for Wellington Castillo right now. Offer some sympathy.
Oh.
No, seriously, Wellington, I don't have anything I can do for you right now.
But it'll go away eventually.
Truly an instance where they should give the man as much time as he needs. 0-2 on Alvarez. 1 out. Snyder still at first. How much of an issue is that shadow there, you think, for the
I don't
hitters?
think it's huge at this point. Not that big a deal as he's in sunlight, the pitcher's in sunlight, and most importantly, the batter's eye still all in sunlight. So it shouldn't be much of an issue.
Renteria said our bullpen needs to be better this year, and he believes it can be. They have good arms, in his opinion, out of that bullpen, including Russell, who missed low and away.
Kind of a show-me fastball there. Now I would expect him at some point to go back to the breaking ball that he wants to start on the plate and break down the way, much like Liriano was doing earlier in the game, and try and get that swing over the top or the lazy rollover.
And he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. So McCutchen and Alvarez, the 3 and 4 hitters, strike out back to back. And the Cubs are 1 out away here from getting to extra innings.
And it looks like they're going to stick with Russell here against Martin. Again, Russell, right-handers hit .321 against him a year ago. Martin has had some really good at-bats this afternoon. He's hit the ball well, coming off an outstanding spring training. We know the number of large hits he got for this team this year, in a big spot again here with 2 down in the 9th.
Check swing. Ball 1 on Russell Martin. Singled his first time up off the starter Samardzija back in the 2nd inning.
And believe he's looking for something that he can do some damage with here. Especially if he gets ahead in the count. He's now up 1-0. If he can get ahead, he's looking for something he can really drive in a gap.
James Russell throws to first. He's the son of Jeff Russell. Pitched in the major leagues for the Reds, the Rangers, the Athletics, the Red Sox, and the Indians.
Outstanding closer.
Up and away, 2-0.
Now Walker on deck is a switch hitter and better from the left side, which I think is probably the only reason Russell stays in this game, knowing that if they don't retire Martin here, they'd rather have the lefty facing Walker. But behind in the count here, you've got to be careful with Russell Martin, who has power.
Line to left, down the line, and caught on the warning track by Lake. Line drive out. We'll go to extra innings on opening day in Pittsburgh. No score, the Cubs and the Pirates.
Hey, Melvin, what are you doing? We're storing all our things in the cloud. But the cloud is... The future is now, my friend.
But you said cloud storage
Never mind
was...
about that. Let's just move the stuff over here.
Keep all the stuff you love at Public Storage. Each unit is clean, well-lit, and accessible 365 days a year. And it's just $1 for your first month. Click, call, or come by. Public Storage. We'll treat your stuff like it's our stuff.
Mark here, he only takes what he needs and only pays for that too. Good thing his car insurance company sees things the same way. That's why Mark just signed up for Drive Safe and Save from State Farm, where he can get discounts up to 50%. If you drive less, you save. If you drive safe, you save. Just visit drivesafeandsave.com, select the program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to getting discounts up to 50%. To sign up, visit drivesafeandsave.com or call 1-855-944-SAVE.
Did you put everything you own in boxes and then into a truck? And then take everything out of the truck and out of the boxes? You know the answers to questions like that, so you're the best person to do your taxes. Intuit TurboTax. It's amazing what you're capable of.
My name is Jay Wright. I'm the head basketball coach at Villanova University.
How important are decision-making skills in your profession?
They're absolutely vital.
Well, then, as a decision maker, which one would you choose? This one that cleans or this one that cleans and protects against dryness?
That one?
That's it.
That's it? Mm-hmm. You got one question for me?
More care is better. It's an easy decision. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash cleans and protects against dryness.
Adnan Burke and Manny Acton in our Baseball Tonight studios. Royals and Tigers, and Manny, Alex Gonzalez plays the hero in Motown.
Yes, Alex came over on that trade late in spring training due mainly to the Iglesias injury, and he comes through for the Tigers here.
Scores Tyler Collins 4-3. The Tigers win it in exciting fashion there in Detroit. Currently over on ESPN 3, it's the Reds and the Cardinals. And scoreless right now is Johnny Cueto talking to the new manager, Brian Price. Once again, that's on ESPN 3. It'll move to ESPN once the Pirates and Cubs are over. Sean?
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. No score here. We go to the 10th inning. And the new pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates is the right-hander Brian Morris.
Fastball cutter, occasional slider, but the cutter is his pitch. He'll throw it over 50% of the time. Good job in relief for the Pirates in establishing himself a season ago, part of that outstanding bullpen.
And he throws a strike. He's the 5th pitcher of the ball game for the Pirates. 4th reliever behind 6 strong innings from Francisco Liriano. Ryan Kalish, newcomer to the Cubs. Shoulder surgery cost him all of last season in the Red Sox organization. And he's out on the well-hit grounder down to Ishikawa at first. Tony Watson, a scoreless inning of relief. And Mark Melanson worked out of a jam in the 8th when he gave up a leadoff double. Bonifacio did not score. Jason Grilly pitched the 9th. He walked the leadoff man, but got out of it as the Cubs left a runner at 3rd. Bonifacio started the game in center field. Now the second baseman. He's 3 for 4. 2 singles and a double.
You see Bonifacio run up to bunt, and when he draws Alvarez in, who's playing for that bunt anyway, tries to slap it past him. If he can get it by him, oftentimes can turn into an extra base hit. Somehow want to work his way on base, and if he does get on with the righty Morris, not overly quick to the plate, a guy he will look to run against early and often. Morris showing a good fastball here in the 10th inning. Sitting 95, that pitch at 96 mile an hour right down the heart of the plate, and Bonifacio just late in catching up with it.
2-2. The count on Bonifacio. Junior Lake on deck. Been a long time since the Pirates went to extra innings in a season opening game that they played at home. 1979. They lost in 10 innings 3-2 to Montreal. But of course, it's the last time the Pirates won the World Championship. It turned out to be a pretty good season with a season opening home loss. Where were you in 1979?
Jersey. Philly fan. Getting beat by the Pirates. The Pirates and the Phillies, great rivalries back in the 70s and early 80s. Yep.
Of course, your dad played for like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
In the hole, a 4-hit game for Bonifacio. ESPN's coverage of opening night continues tonight with a doubleheader. That is, of course, assuming that we're finished here. Actually, they're on ESPN too, so we don't have to make way for these games. It's the Rockies and the Marlins at 7, and then at 10, Robinson Cano and the Seattle Mariners take on the Angels. ESPN 2, 7 and 10 o'clock. Both games live on Watch ESPN. Will the Mariners be much better with the addition of Cano?
Well, they got Iwakuma, outstanding starting pitcher, on the disabled list right now. You know, they might benefit from the American League West really being banged up. Some of Oakland's key guys have gone down. Texas is beat up a little bit right now, so they might be better because of that. I think Cano will definitely help, yes, but they've got to get healthy in their rotation to be more competitive.
Ooh, good move by Morris. He and Ishikawa thought they had him.
Well, very good move here from Morris. Very quick feet here.
Ooh.
Ooh. And I believe the Pirates right here could be looking at this. That's challengeable.
Here comes Clint Hurdle.
Yeah.
Now his man back in the video room is their team video coordinator, Kevin Roach. He watches everything closely and then counsels the dugout via phone if they should challenge the play.
And there's really no need to even get counsel, though, at this point in the game. It can come from the umpire anyway, and may as well find out about this call right here. And right away, you see the crew chief, John Hirschbeck, on the headset, and they should be looking at this play in New York. They've probably already seen a ton of angles, so this should happen pretty quick. See the quick move from Morris there. Man, it sure looks like he's out, but is there enough there that makes it conclusive? Let's take a look from this angle. This could be the telling.
Yeah. Unless he totally whiffs on the top of his arm and doesn't make any contact with him until he hits him in the face. Yeah, I think he's out.
I think he's out. And I think there's enough there. I think you can determine that this ball, his glove is on his shoulder, or that jersey there around the forearm before he gets back in. I think this should be overturned.
If it goes on much longer, it's going to be too long, and it's going to be part of what people worry about in terms of how much is going to drag down the game. He's out. They overturn the call.
And the good thing, though, here is you see Renteria, there's nothing to argue about. If they've overturned this, it's moot to go out and argue now Bonifacio in disbelief, but clearly I think the tag is on that forearm elbow area before he gets that right hand back to the bag. I think it's a good overturn. I think it's the right call.
Bunt foul. First career pickoff for Morris comes at a good time.
And if it wasn't for Ishikawa dropping a ball early in the game, it would be Bonifacio's second pickoff of the game. He's just a little too aggressive out there.
So now 2 outs, the base is empty. Junior Lake has a strike. And another as it's fouled out of play to the right. Clint Hurdle is the bottom part of his order coming up in the bottom of the 10th. 6, 7, and 8 hitters Walker, Ishikawa, and Mercer. Morris, 27-year-old from Tennessee. Bounces one up there. Got into 55 games last year for the Pirates. Check swing, no, says John Hirschberg. It's strike 3. Check swings cannot go to the replay. So that ends the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. Still no score.
Some people go to the gym at lunch or for drinks after work. Guitar Center is where I hang out because I can play anything I want for as long as I want, which means if I'm not at home or at work, I'm here. Yeah, I'm on my way home now. 6 years after I walked into Guitar Center, I'm in a band, I'm recording an EP, and have a great collection of gear. If I can go from knowing nothing about music to all this, who knows what coming in here is going to do for you.
Don't miss Guitar Center's Stratathon Savings Event, now through April 13th.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
What is this? What's going on?
Hal? Where have you been?
I was inside. There was nothing. No yard, no grill. It was just white and cold.
It was winter, buddy. Just winter.
Huh. Somebody get this man a burger!
Winter's over. It's time to come out and grill.
Kick off grilling season with tips and techniques at grilling.com.
You better hurry up. We don't want to be late. What the heck did you just do?
Let your man out. Brute, the essence of man.
The grounds thaw, and legends warm up. Anticipation swells, and azaleas bloom. There will be green everywhere, but it won't be spring until the Masters. April 10th and 11th on ESPN.
Back in Pittsburgh, opening day, and extra baseball for the Cubs and the Pirates, heading to the bottom of the 10th. Just 11 hits combined. Very little even resembling a scoring threat on either side. The pitchers have dominated. And speaking of pitchers, here's the 5th of the day for Chicago. He's slated to be their 5th starter at the beginning of the year, and they won't need him for a bit. So Carlos Villanueva gets into the ball game out of the bullpen.
Yeah, full repertoire of pitches: fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup. And like you said, won't probably be needed the first week or two of the season, so adds a valuable arm to the bullpen. And on now for probably as long as the Cubs would need him. Go into extra innings here in Pittsburgh.
James Russell pitched 2/3 of an inning. Justin Grimm pitched 1/3 of an inning. They combined to get the Cubs through the 9th and on to extra innings. And Villanueva's first pitch, a strike to Walker, 0 for 3. Jeff Samardzija started with 7 innings for the Cubs, allowed 5 hits. Stroh pitched a 1-2-3 inning. Grimm 1/3 of an inning, walked the batter and struck out 1. Russell 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. Walker, then Travis Ishikawa, then Jordy Mercer. Last extra inning win on opening day in Pittsburgh was 1965. Mentioned that was the day Bob Veal struck out 10, setting the Pirate opening day record. He outdueled Juan Marichal. It's a pretty good pitching matchup. Now, it's been a while. They ended a long drought last year by having a winning season after 20 consecutive losing seasons. They made the playoffs for the first time since 1992. Now a chance for a season opening, extra inning, home win. Full count on Walker.
Well, after that, starting him out with that breaking ball to get ahead, he's gone fastball, changeup entirely here. If you're Neil Walker, you know you're probably getting that fastball in the outer part of the plate. Look for something out there. Now they're going to come in off the plate.
And he just did get a piece of it.
Good pitch to get the attention of Neil Walker. He's been entirely away this entire at bat. You saw Castillo ask for the fastball away. Villanueva shakes to go back in. The fact that he got it in there now plants that seed in Neil Walker's head, and now it opens up the entire plate as Castillo wants to go back away.
Still a full count on Walker. And most of the crowd still here. About 3 hours and 20 minutes in. Why not hang around? Tie game and a very nice day. And as far as opening day goes in this part of the country, this is the high end of what you can hope for from the weather standpoint. High temperature got to about 60 degrees. There's a drive, deep right field. Way back and gone. Grew up in Pittsburgh, a huge Pirate fan, lives the dream on opening day. A walk-off winner in extra innings.
Well, Sean, all 16 of Neil Walker's home runs last year came from the left side of the plate. And the one part of this ballpark that's friendly is to right field for left-handed hitters. He got a pitch finally after working the count full up and out over the plate. And he deposited it in the seats and right. And the hometown kid does good again on opening day for the Pirates. After a steady diet of fastballs, it looked like they went to a change-up there on a 3-2 pitch. It was up. It was in the heart of the plate, and Neil Walker knew as soon as he connected with it, it was out of the ballpark. You see the flip of the bat The little hop in the step, knowing I just sent the home crowd home happy here on opening day, and we're off on a good note.
After a miserable ending to the season for the Pittsburgh native, he was 0 for 19 in that NLDS loss to the Cardinals that went down to the clinching game 5. He had delivered that all winter. His dad, Tom Walker, played in the majors, played winter ball with Roberto Clemente. Neil Walker grew up loving the Pirates and admiring everything Clemente meant to this city, this franchise, and this sport. 1-0 final. Pirates beat the Cubs. Here's Adnan.